Hey there, it's Eileen Guilbeault with The Real Las Vegas. I am here again today at Vintner Grill with Aundrea Beach-Greco, and we are doing the 2021 wrap-up for the Las Vegas real estate market. We are answering questions that we get all the time. Yes, we've been getting them through 2021, but we are going to continue to have these same questions asked in 2022. So we're kind of wrapping things up and giving you maybe some little predictions of what 2022 will look like in the real estate market in Las Vegas. So the first question that we get asked all the time is, will mortgage rates go up? So what do you think?
So the prediction is yes, mortgage rates are expected to increase.
Yeah.
The Fed just announced they are stopping tapering, which means that they're going to discontinue buying mortgage-backed securities and bonds, which translates to you and I as higher interest rates. And then the Fed announced about 3 rate hikes in 2022 and 3 in 2023, which translates to higher interest rates. So expect interest rates to rise.
So I guess my follow-up to that question is, are they going to rise crazy, or are they going to be smaller incremental rises that, you know, we can kind of absorb? Because I don't know about you, but I still think the 3% interest rate is pretty dang awesome.
Me too. So usually interest rates only fluctuate on a regular basis by 1/8 of a point. So if interest rates are going to rise, they're predicting them to be about 4%. So realistically, in the scheme of things for you and I and buyers, 4% interest rate is still phenomenal. And even if they went to 4.5%, we still think that the buyers can absorb that and be able to purchase going forward.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, so question number 2 is, are we going to see a buyer's market come back in 2022? What do you think?
Well, you are the expert. What do you think?
It's kind of a loaded question, I
It
guess,
is.
because I feel so bad to say this, but I don't think so.
No. That's why I put it on you.
Yeah, thank you so much. To have a true buyer's market, you have to have over a 6-month inventory of houses that haven't yet sold. Right now, we are sitting right about a 1 month's worth of inventory. So our inventory would have to increase so exponentially that, I mean, it would be just unprecedented for it to increase that much in a short period of time. So I still think that 2022, if you are looking to sell your home, you are going to still have a super strong seller's market. Buyers, I'm sorry, but you are going to have to hire an agent who can help make your offers way more competitive so that you can get your offers accepted.
So the third question that we get asked all the time is, do you think the luxury market will cool next year?
That is a good question. So what is a luxury market? We know from new data that the entry-level luxury market is about $1.2 million. So that now includes a lot more properties because equity has risen, home prices have risen, and so now we're seeing that what we may not have considered a luxury home a few years ago is now in that entry-level luxury. So while I think that, yes, the super high-end luxury, like, I mean, you're talking over $10 million, I think those may sit on the market a little bit longer, but I still think they're going to sell. I just don't think they're going to sell as quickly as, I mean, we've been seeing less than 30 days for luxury homes. So that's really quick compared to what they used to sell for or how long those days on market were previously. So yes, I think high-end luxury may slow down slightly, but I think your entry-level luxury is still going to be flying off the shelves.
Well, and they talk about real estate, and that is a way to hedge against inflation. So I do think that the savvier real estate investors or buyers will continue to buy real estate to hedge against inflation, and that will fall into that luxury category.
Absolutely. So question number 4 that we are asked all the time, do you think that more investors are going to enter the arena as far as buying properties here in Las Vegas? What is your take on that?
I think it will continue as it has, and I think that with travel restrictions being lifted, the foreign investors will continue to buy, and unfortunately they're going to scoop up the first-time home buyer product that used to be there because they have cash. So what do you think?
I'm seeing the same thing. Every listing that I take, we are getting multiple offers still, and we are seeing a lot of investors coming into the market. Actually, I'm seeing a lot of new first-time investors who are entering the market, but I do agree with you that that is going to make it harder for the first-time home buyer, or even if you're not a first-time home buyer, even in some of the higher end markets, they're using them because we have the NFL draft coming. We are hopefully, fingers crossed, getting the Super Bowl in 2024. So you're finding a lot of investors who are like, hey, Vegas is the place to purchase an Airbnb property or something that they can actually bring their customers to, set them up in a really swanky place where they can have a write-off to have client events during games. So I mean, there's a lot of potential there for investor buyers. So one of the other questions that I get asked all the time is, do we still have down payment assistance programs? So, do we?
We sure do. Those have not gone away. Probably the variation of answers that you've gotten is because between lender to lender, some offer, some don't. But there is down payment assistance available. There's still money in a majority of the programs. And so if the client qualifies, there's definitely assistance.
Yeah, and and the good thing is there's not just one, program.
Right.
Depending on your qualifications, I mean, Aundrea might be able to get you into a few different programs. You can sit down with her, discuss the differences in the terms, decide which one best suits your needs, and then go from there. So just know they are still out there if you need them. I have also had a lot of clients ask me, can you use down payment assistance programs if you're buying new home construction? Because as you know, I mean, because that little lower end, pool of homes is going a lot to investors or you're getting bid out on them, there are still some new homes that are under that $420,000 median home price that you can purchase new. So do they have those down payment assistance programs available?
There aren't restrictions. In the past, there were some down payment assistance programs that had zip code restrictions.
Right.
Now, most of the programs that we offer to clients that they like and that's most popular, there isn't any restrictions on property other than it not being a manufactured home. But what you're talking about is new construction, stick built, not a manufactured home. So the challenge with that is if the builder has their preferred lender and the preferred lender doesn't offer the program, that's where some of the confusion comes in. But there is down payment assistance without any restrictions for new construction.
Yeah, so just keep in mind, you really need to find an agent who is working toward your goal so that if you go to those builders and they say, hey, we don't have that with our lender, we don't offer it, you're not done. You still have the option to find a lender who will work with you to get that down payment assistance, and you can get a brand new home. So just make sure you're dealing with people who don't just say no right away. If they don't know, they'll ask the question and get you the answer.
Yeah. So one of the other questions that we get all the time is, do you think new construction is going to slow down?
No. No. So, I mean, while new construction is a slow process, I guess I will say,
Right.
because there's a lot of delays, there's supply delays, there's manpower delays, that is taking a little bit longer for these new construction homes to be completed. But new construction itself is not going to slow down. We are just seeing people purchasing new homes constantly. People are selling their resale homes to purchase new. I mean, people are selling their homes in Vegas to buy new homes in other cities and states. It is not going to slow down for the foreseeable future. And I think it's because we're behind in how many homes we should be providing for the amount of people who are looking to purchase. So until that kind of gets back on track,
Right.
to where we're meeting the demand, you are going to see new home construction going strong.
Right.
Our last question that maybe you didn't even know to answer, but we just wanted to give you the information because it is so good. The loan limits have changed. So what are we looking at now for loan limits?
So it's super exciting. And the conforming loan limits, which means that if you borrow up to this level, you're still considered a conforming loan, you're meeting conforming guidelines, you're at $647,200.
Wow.
So in, again, pre-luxury market, that means that those borrowers can borrow up to that limit and still come out of pocket just 3% down.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, so that's a big jump.
Well, and because what happens if you go over that limit, now you're coming in with how much down?
At least 10%, and some lenders will only do 20% because now you're in that jumbo category.
Right, so
And the
that's a
interest
huge
rates-
savings.
Yes, and the interest rates on jumbo are generally higher.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about conforming loans. What about FHA?
So FHA loans here in Clark County have gone to $420,680.
Wow.
And that's a weird unrounded number, but that is a significant jump. So
It
that
is.
translates with 3.5% down payment to about a $435,000 purchase price.
Wow.
So now those first-time buyers needing FHA financing can kind of jump up to that category. We used to be around $375, now they can go to $435.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So if you are in the market, this is information that you need to know to make an informed decision as to what your next step is. Aundrea is very good at, even if you don't qualify now, setting up a game plan where you can in the future be a homeowner. So we hope you enjoyed this wrap up of 2021 in the Las Vegas real estate market, and we hope you will join us throughout all of 2022 as we continue monthly to give you advice, to give you insight, and to maybe even share with you a couple of things that you might not know about the Las Vegas real estate market. Don't forget, subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you can keep up to date on everything happening in the real Las Vegas. And if you need a loan or if you need a home, let's chat. Me and Aundrea would be happy to help you with either.